Good morning. Good Saturday morning to most of you. It might be afternoon where you're at. I'm not real sure. Hey, it's Chanda Sparkles, intuitive evolutionary astrologer and psychic. We are talking about Venus, Cazimi, the sun. You know, the sun is at home in Leo. This is a strong placement because he's at home. What is the sun? The sun is our heart. It is the center of our being, okay? And when you have Venus, the planet of love, family, beauty, relationships, going Cazimi, it's also about your money, your abundance, your wealth, how you attract and magnetize love and abundance and wealth. You got Venus, woo, look at that. I'm creating new words. It's Cazimi. Venus, Cazimi the sun in Leo hasn't happened since the early 1800s. And it hasn't happened like this because normally when Venus goes retrograde for 40 days and 40 nights, she goes back and forth, right? Normally, she's in and out of two different signs. But because she's only in Leo, the planet of the heart connection, the heart frequency. Oh, it's so fucking hot out here. I'm in Texas, by the way. Because she's doing it there, all of this whole burning herself out, going through 7 gates to get into the underworld according to ancient Babylonian astrology. This is what our ancients practiced, you know. Because she's in Leo, it hasn't happened till it's been the 1500s. So like literally this kind of energy that we're feeling this weekend will never happen again in our lifetimes, and it's really powerful. I connect intuitively, psychically to the planets. I have since I was little. I've got proof. I've got the receipts. And, you know, when I was outside doing my walk last night, under a Venus death cycle. This is a Venus death cycle. This is when Venus dies purposely, sacrificially, in order to burn herself out to become reborn, the morning star. You might have noticed Venus is not in the sky. When you go outside and you look around, you can't see Venus in the sky right now. Well, it's because she's gone retrograde and gone into her shadow phase, which only happens about every 18 months, okay? And when I was walking around here at the Sparkle Shack, Padre Island, Texas, that's Corpus Christi, Padre Island, I'm real emotional. I'm a Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun in the first house, and Aries moon. And I'm feeling this Cancerian moon, which by the way is also at home in dignity. And so you have the sun in dignity, you have the moon in dignity. You also have Mercury in dignity at home in Virgo, and you have Neptune in dignity at home in Pisces. When you have a lot of planets in dignity, it means their characteristics of what they stand for and how they can affect you come out in a more positive vibration. So this tells me, I already know, even though all these planets are retrograde, in less than 2 weeks, we're going to have all planets retrograde except for Mars, which is war, battle, passions, drive. The war machine is crunk, and it's crunk within the self. It's crunk within the physical self, not just in the world around us. Anyway, walking around the Sparkle Shack, follow me because I am a multifaceted being, and I go a lot of different directions at once. I got a lot of different voices coming in from different directions. This is how I get my intel and my information as it comes through, okay? And I know because I get tones, sounds, voices, or flashes and visions as I do so. And it's all multifaceted, and it's just channeled straight me. In the middle of my stream, please stop. Jesus. Okay. I hate it. I hate that. I don't like being text in the middle of a channel. Anyway, so getting back to me walking around the house, and I'm connecting in with Venus and asking her how she's doing. How are you feeling, my love? Because you see, Venus in ancient Babylonian astrology as a evening star all this time, you know, we've been seeing her in the evening as the sun goes down, right? And then she's disappeared, gone into the underworld, gone through 7 gates, each gate being an initiation and a test, in order to get to the sun, to sacrificially burn herself out, to become reborn, new again, as the morning star with the sun. How are you, Venus? How are you doing? I ask. I began to feel this emotion building within my heart, and I began to feel like I was crying inside. The pain that was inside of me was breaking my heart wide open in order to assist the collective consciousness and all the people who are going through trials, traumas, challenges in this moment. But it's all in this moment, because all moments are now, when you look at it on a multidimensional quantum self type of way. And I can talk more about that later if anybody wants me to. Just put it in the comments. So she is feeling like she's dying. Right now, as we speak, she is dying sacrificially. Here in about a week, she will re-rise again, the morning star. Now, Venus evening star is very, oh, it's Venusian and everything's okay, and you know, let's make sure this is balanced and just, and oh, it's so beautiful, and she's patient, and she's calm and poised and graceful. Venus as a morning star is a warrior. She don't put up with no shit. She comes out kicking and screaming, saying, I'm not doing this again for 8 years. Seriously, this is a shift in the Venus star point, but that's a whole nother part of astrology that I'll get into at another time. But this is an 8-year cycle. So think back at 2015. What were you doing at 2015? A lot of those same kind of things are probably coming to closure now, or you're initiating the new from something that you initiated then, coming to close. And you may see some similar vibrations or feel into some of the similarities of that time period for yourself. It's a powerful time. You know, Uranus is square to Venus 3 different times. We've already had one. This is the 3rd one happening this week, as she is burning herself out to become reborn. And we all feel this emotional kind of way. So take that time to go within. Take that time to really feel burnt out if you must. I was just doing a live over on Facebook from the beach here. I don't even remember, but all of a sudden the screen went black. Because the sun, Venus, Cazimi sun, burned out my phone. So I came home, and it's hot as Hades. And that's where Venus is at right now, in the underworld, with her sister, getting burned out. So she can be reborn and come back to battle for 8 more years. That's a big transit, y'all. Venus is a personal planet because, you know, it affects our money. It affects our abundance and our value. How do you magnetize things to yourself? Venus is all about that attraction. How are you attracting things to yourself? And when she's burned out, you burned out. And when the moon is in Cancer, which is cardinal water, okay? Leo, where the sun and Venus, and Black Moon Lilith, by the way, hadn't even brought Black Moon Lilith into this conversation, also there in Leo. Black Moon Lilith is the big, bad bitch that's going to bring up all kinds of shadow and all kinds of fear and all kinds of trauma and all kinds of challenges for many people. It's a very pivotal time, and we are in a new world. You can feel it. And if you're not feeling it, then I don't know what to tell you, because I've been feeling it for 3 days. My higher guidance, which I have it's a collective of different beings, from archangels to, some people might call aliens, that come in and talk to me. Arcturians, Syrians. I have 2 dragons, and I'm not crazy. I'm a very sound Texas woman, and I am in full integrity in my authenticity, in my work, and what I do. It took me many years to even talk about this publicly, but now that I'm doing it, we're doing it. So understand that when you feel the coming in, back up, slow down, and allow it to be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Hearing that song. Because don't act right now. This is not a time of action. Even though you may feel like you want to. It's not a time of action. This whole week is not a time of action until maybe ready to go by the weekend to take some action. Go within, plan, prepare. You're starting a new cycle. It's a new world. It's a new frequency. And the thing is here is that when you're comparing astrological transits, I am not a cookie cutter astrologer, and that's the other thing. I can hear you, just so you know. I'm not someone that's going to sit there and write you a zodiac. I'm a psychic astrologer, so I look at code in the birth chart. It's called an astrological soul code session. It's service to the soul. Understanding what the soul's intention was prior to coming into this incarnation is important. Understanding who you are at a soul level and who you might have been in past lives is important. And I can read that by looking at your chart. Venus is of love, beauty, and relationships. It's of our money. It's in dignity. It doesn't mind being there. It's not its favorite place, but being burned out. It's like we sacrificially put ourselves up for this. You chose this shit. That's what I heard last night. Thank you. After I cried for about 20 minutes outside walking around. There's 3 things that go together. And those 3 things are the martyr, the victim, and the victimizer. And every energy is exactly the same. I'll leave you with that. We got a lot of planets in dignity. We have a lot of moving parts that we're dealing with. There is a lot of stuff that we are juggling. I appreciate it if you share this video and double tap the screen and give me a like, at least, for giving you some of my effort and some of my precious time, which, quite honestly, is not a lot nowadays. So, if you, and please do not contact me for a session right now. This is not about that. Understand that I am not the astrologer that's up here going, come on, I need your money. Although, thanks, appreciate it. And I don't have, literally, I don't even know if I could get you in for a session this year. I have a waiting list and am booked out probably till the end of the year. So I'm doing this as a service to you. I love you and appreciate you liking the video and doing all those fun things that we do. I am a professional, intuitive, psychic astrologer. I have been a psychic since birth. I have seen and dealt with more things than probably most have. Not to take away from your trauma, not to take away from your path, but every single one of us has our stuff, right? I'm also a death doula, so I see a lot of people crossover, transition. My 3 husbands, soulmates, partners crossed, and I'm 51 years old. That's a lot, especially when you see the spirit leave the body and you know where it enters and exits. So I'm about to get in this pool because it's hot as fuck out here and I don't like the heat. I got too much Greek and Czechoslovakian in me. I need the cool temperatures. I don't know what I'm doing on this island, but they put me here for a reason. I'm a conduit to the energy, a conduit for the light and the shadow. Remember, the light and the shadow, it's all the same damn energy. It's all creator. Every bit of it. And creator is you. It's not outside of you. Everything is within. Is not just some saying. It's the facts. Like, everything is within you. And if you have to sacrifice some things right now, just know it's like a sacrifice that we do for our children, right? If you have children, if you don't, I apologize. Try to think of something else you've sacrificed for. You know, it's like putting yourself up there and sacrificing things for the better good. Right now, it's a big sacrificial thing going on. And it's real emotional. And it's real powerful. And you can feel it in your cellular structures. Like, you can feel your body igniting. Because you have a 4-body system. Mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, into the physical and into alignment. Bring it into alignment. If any of those bodies are out of alignment, all of it's kind of fucked up. So, I love you. I'm sending you all so much love and light. And I will see you again, maybe. Who knows when. I don't do many TikTok lives, but I felt compelled because I did part of this on Facebook, and I'm kind of wrapping this up here, over here on TikTok. There's a whole lot more information, I think, over on the Facebook on Chanda Sparkles and Sparkles Astrological Soul Code. Sparkles Astrological Soul Code, SOUL Code. That is the Facebook business page if you're interested. I do quite a bit of posting there, and then I have a YouTube channel, and I do go live almost every week with, I have 4 different cameras in a studio, and I show you on the screen the chart, I explain it. I mean, I literally write it all down. You know, I connect it all in. Excuse me. That's the chart, by the way, right now that we're in. So, you know, I do all of this for free, like 2 hours worth, sometimes more, and I read cards. So come over to the YouTube channel and just hit subscribe. What do you got to lose, right? Have a beautiful day. Feel the burnout. Feel into it. And allow it. Honor it. If you feel like you need to cry, cry. When we cry, there's especially those who have been programmed since birth that crying is less than honorable. You know what? There is nothing more honorable than someone who has been programmed and can unprogram their ass to realize, oh, shit. You mean if I hold all that stuff in and I sweep all that shit under the rug, it's going to show up in my physical body as dis-ease and illness? Oh, well, hell no. Why do you think all of the, let's talk about Eastern companies. Why do you think that they all wail? I say companies, countries. Why do you think they wail? They know because they were taught and programmed since childhood to move the energy, to not let it become festering and then intoxicating your system. So anyway, thank you so much. Yeah, no, I don't do lives together. I barely do lives by myself, and it's hot as fuck here, so I'm getting off in this pool. I love you guys. I will probably just do like a quick facts video on all of this later on. But yeah, thank you for the invite though. Appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Remember, this is going to be going on into this dark moon in Leo. And I write reports about every 2 or 3 days on my Facebook and on my YouTube in the community. So if you're interested in understanding, following in real time as these transits happen, and you know your top 3, all you got to know is your top 3. Your sun, your moon, your rising. At least know those, because those are the ones that are the most affected. Not taking away from the rest, because every single planet is multifaceted, and every single planet, every single aspect, every single house in the astrology has a higher and a lower frequency. We don't do good and bad in astrology. It's a higher or a lower frequency. And where are you vibrating? And how is your code? That's how I do it. You know, that's just how I do it. Shit. I love you. Walk in the light and spread the sparkle. Remember, Creator is within you.